Alright, so we're going to actually try to glue this down, even though it looks like it's starting to sprinkle and this adhesive doesn't work so well. It's not this Loctite. But we're going to go ahead and try it and see if it actually holds this part of the roofing down before we proceed further. As you can see, it's flapping everywhere. Now obviously I can't work and hold this, so I'm going to set the camera down and spray this and see how long it takes for this thing to set. Just started using this stuff. This it's all over me though, but this Loctite spray adhesive, and it tacks really fast. So I was able to look at this. Look how smooth that seal looks. I think this might work. I think getting a spray adhesive was a good decision. Assuming it actually holds and stays holding. But it's actually seems to be holding pretty nicely and was pretty easy to use versus trying to use the gel type stuff. So I'm going to make sure that I secure all these little holes and little spots here and see what happens. Right. It's been about an hour and a half later. I've been trying to seal all the little connections that I could as best as I could. It's not super tight, but you can see here the seams seem to be holding. So there's no more like flapping gaps. There's a couple little loose areas, but for the most part it seems to be sealing, which is a good sign. I might have to do some touch-ups and stuff, but a little gap right here, but you can see all the seals here are in place and it's like holding as if it was one piece almost. The sealing was hard to get into, but I got most of it as best as I could. And I'm really glad I went with the spray adhesive versus trying to use the gel. There's like some little loose part here. As long as it doesn't let mosquitoes in, we're good. So it's sealed up pretty well. Whether or not it holds remains to be seen. But that spray adhesive, the Loctite, seems to work really well. It's like turned all my loose panels almost as if they were like one solid piece now. So what we're going to do at this point is we're going to try to put up some of the screening right there. I have some in my car, but I think I'm just going to go with this new one because I can run like a long strip out here and try to tie it down. I think that's what the plan will be, to try to basically net the whole area to seal it from mosquitoes, and then we'll patch all the little holes later. Of course, we got this big huge gap right here with the door, so we're gonna have to work on a door here soon. Otherwise all this other stuff's not gonna do any good at all. Alright, wind is like crazy. I don't know if you can hear it here and see it, but the wind is absolutely crazy out here. So the yurt is really getting tested right now. I'm in process of installing the netting. As you can see, I've attached the netting using zip ties as well as the glue to hold it in place. That stuff is gross. It's all over me, but you can see what I did. I put the netting here along the top. We're running it, and we're trying to connect it to the ceiling to try to get a good seal. Although it's not like perfect, but if we can seal it to the ceiling and as well as the bottom panel here, then the mosquitoes can't get in. We don't want any openings because those suckers, they manage to find any openings. So any cracks and stuff like this will have to be sealed. So that's where we're at right now. The building is like blowing like crazy, but it is kind of warm in here. I may end up having to poke holes to give it some more ventilation for wind to blow through, because the wind's not. Before it was cool in this spot, now it's getting kind of hot. It's hot in here. It's like sitting in a van, you know. Although I do have windows. I mean, I got windows all around, but I guess I might have to put it lower or something because no air is coming through, straight through, so it's kind of heating up in here. But the structure seems to be holding, the roofing seems to be holding, although it's flapping a bit. So far, so good. Alright, I don't know how strong the winds are, but they are crazy. It's like I'm trying to secure the roof. And as I'm trying to do this, I don't know if you can see this flapping like crazy here. That's because the wind is blowing it. And it's doing it as I'm trying to secure it. So, trying to hold things down while the wind is trying to pick it up. It's crazy. Maybe I'll spray some more adhesive and try to glue the roofing to the rafters because it's blowing up and trying to tug and pull away. So we're going to try to do that before I leave today. I'm going to do that now, as a matter of fact. Even though it's crazy, this is not really a good time to be doing it because the wind is blowing. So we'll do what we can. Alright, the wind is still going crazy, but I sprayed the spray adhesive. I'm totally out now. The whole thing's empty. This Loctite spray adhesive works really well. I sprayed it along the beams here, and I couldn't even really hold this down. But like when the wind pulled it down, see how it's sticking there? It's like forming a really good bond. Just by hitting, it's like super, super sticky. So I sprayed it all up along the rafters, the beams, as best as I could. And as the tarp flew up and flew back down and hit it, it actually stuck. So you can see the wind. I don't know if you can hear that. It is crazy outside. Getting huge gusts of wind, but you can see I still need to spray more adhesive here. I'm out though. So I won't be able to spray anymore for now, but it looks like I'm gonna have to splurge and get some more of that stuff to spray and secure all the components together, because you can see this side is still flying because this side I didn't spray. And when it flops up and down, there's a chance the structure can get ripped apart. And that other side, you can see it's not flopping at all, and that's because for the most part it's been sprayed down. I would need to spray it all again. So we were able to get the netting up for part of this right here for this portion. Didn't fully finish. I ran out of netting, believe it or not. I have some in the van, which I may try to get, and hopefully that's enough to cover everything, but I don't think it'll be enough. Maybe. I don't want to buy another roll of netting unless I absolutely have to. But this stuff doesn't seem to be sticking so well over here. But basically, we now have mosquito netting on the outside here along this front portion. Just need to finish that little gap, get our door, continue fixing the roof here, and I think we're gonna be good. It's looking pretty good. I'm probably gonna need to make some more cross beams here to turn these triangles so that they become smaller and stronger, like right here. And try to make this yurt strong, even though it's meant to be a temporary shelter. It's actually holding up pretty well even when this crazy windstorm.